As part of our great workshop series on our website, let's answer the question of how do you plan really great workshop segments to make sure that all of the different elements, every hour of the workshop is planned out really well and delivers a really great result. So one thing that doesn't typically happen very well when people are planning a workshop is they don't really set clear intention on what is it that we want from this particular segment. They'll often just ask people, hey, can you come and present on this concept that you've been working on? Come and do an hour presentation, or come and do a half an hour and maybe we'll do a Q&A. And it tends to be quite informal the way that they go about arranging that. And because of that, the result that they get is quite mediocre as well. And so what we want to make sure that we're doing is, by using a facilitator's guide and using a little more intentionality going into the planning of a workshop, that we're making sure that we're covering off all of the planning elements before we actually go about running the segments, and that we're going into all of this with the end in mind. And so we've structured this facilitator's guide to make sure that we've addressed all the key areas and we've thought about all the key things to make sure that the planning is as comprehensive as it needs to be to produce really great output. So the categories that we're going to look at for a facilitator's guide are as follows. So we want to set for a specific segment, so let's say the 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. slot on Tuesday for the workshop, what is the objective of that hour-long time slot? We're going to have this person present on this topic. Why are we doing that? What's the objective? From there, what's the outcome that we desire? Do we want people to walk away with some certain information? Do we want them to have to go back to their job and take a certain action based on this? What are the outcomes that we're anticipating? Who's going to be the presenter of that? Is there a pre-read and preparation required for the participants? So in many cases we may say, yeah, we have this article that we want people to read ahead of time, so let's make sure that's included as part of the pre-read preparation that goes out to them. And then we actually want to define the approach. So as I said, we have an hour-long time slot. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And here's the approach that we're actually going to take for that slot. We're going to do a presentation of 30 minutes, and here's the description around that. We're going to do an exercise for 15 minutes, and then also defining what is that exercise that would be really great for delivering on the objective and the outcome that we desire. And then maybe we're going to run a 15-minute Q&A. Next is exercise and facilitator, as I said, if applicable, but in this case it's going to be applicable. So who's going to run that exercise? What is the exercise and who's going to run that exercise, and getting really clear about that. And then also, lastly, is note-taking. Does somebody need to be taking notes of that hour and summarizing the key points, or there's no notes required, or we want a running transcript, and so on. So we want to be really clear about on note-taking, who is taking notes, and what is the format of the notes that we want. And so doing this and going through your entire workshop, planning out each segment using Facilitator's Guide, make sure that you really deliver on your overall workshop's objectives. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'm Brad Pickering, President and Founder of Innovate Advisory, and I look forward to working with you in the future.